Alright, looks like we're live. I'm just going to share out to a couple of places here. A second here. Alright, sorry guys. I'm just testing this out. I've never actually streamed from this computer, and this is my first time streaming directly through OBS and not using... Testing. Can you hear me? There we go. Let's see. Brought the desktop audio down. I don't know what's going on with my audio. Testing. Can you hear me? There we go. Okay. Alright, now we got it. Sorry guys, disregard the first few minutes of this video, just kind of getting things set up here. I've never really done this with a game before, so... Anyways, as I was saying, this is Farm Together. This is a game I've been playing for about 50 hours now, and I'm pretty excited to share this game with you. There is so much to this game. It's such a deep game, and... You know, for years, I have been working my way through various farming games on consoles, your Story of Seasons games, your Harvest Moon games, various games, and I've always found, for the most part, that they are just too slow and kind of, I don't know. I don't like the in-game days, the in-game clock and calendar mechanism of most console games. This game reminds me much more of a Facebook farming game or a mobile-style farming game where your farm keeps growing and things keep happening whether you're playing the game or not. So, as you can see right here, I'm going to plow a field right here, I'm going to plant something, and as I open up the menu, it shows me all the different crops that I have available. I can put, let's say, raspberries, and they take 2 hours to grow. Now that is 2 hours of real time, which means I can plant these, I can go watch a TV show, and come back in 2 hours, and they're ready to go. So I really love that. That's something I've really missed from Farmville, whereas games like Story of Seasons have really slow. They're so slow. Even like Stardew Valley, like you have this in-game clock where, you know, you have to plant something and then you have to wait 5 or 7 in-game days, and each one of those days takes about half an hour of gaming time, or, you know, 15, 20, 30 minutes, whatever it is, for the game. And often in the early game, when you're first starting those games, you don't have enough stuff to do to keep you busy during those 20 or 30 minutes, and your only options are to just go to bed early and end the day, or to really just piss around, talk to villagers, whatever, and there's just not enough to do there to keep you busy, and I find myself getting bored of those games a lot, unless they have a really good story to draw me in. So, you know, here I'm gonna plant, let's put some corn in here. So corn takes 2 real days, so 48 hours from the time that you plant it. Right now I'm trying to get everything that I can above level 20, because I'm going for an achievement on Steam where you get 20 items to level 20 or higher. So I'm working on some of my lower level stuff here. So the way this works is everything in this game levels up. Your farm levels up, your character or account levels up at a different pace. Every vegetable or fruit or tree or flower or bush that you plant levels up every time you plant and harvest it. And the game really keeps track of a lot of statistics in-game. There's a lot of stuff that I want to show you with this. So here we've got, I think these are cocoa trees. Yeah, cacao trees, however you pronounce that. So I'm just harvesting those. It's just as simple with the tractor. You see I've got a tractor here. You can customize your tractor. There's a bunch of different ones that you can get. I believe this paint job comes from one of the DLC packs that I've purchased. Here's a gas station. I've got a couple gas stations and a couple smaller gas pumps. The only restriction in this game, so many of the online farming games like your Farmvilles and things like that, they have things like energy systems where you only get a certain amount of energy to complete a certain amount of actions every day, and then you have to do microtransactions or something to get more energy in order to keep playing. This game feels like it was built to be a mobile game and then put on Steam and consoles and had all of those microtransactions removed. There are no microtransactions in this game except for DLC packs, and the DLC packs are cheap and pretty cool. You get all kinds of different items. Later in the stream here, I'll show you some of the DLC items, but I really want to run through a basic sort of tour of not only my farm, but this game in general. So, I'm working on leveling up some of my orchards. Right here, I'm working on tangerines. They're level 15 right now. That's those. So with your tractor, you can harvest up to 9 tiles at a time, or whatever is adjacent. Okay, you see, I just switched seasons there. That's another thing that keeps things interesting in this game. It switches seasons, I believe, every 17 or 18 minutes of in-game time. And you see here there's watering cans above the raspberries that I planted a few minutes ago. I can water these, it's optional. With crops, you don't have to water them, but what happens here, you can see If you look over in the bottom left-hand corner where it says raspberry, it says 1 hour and 55 minutes. That is the time it takes until they'll be ready to harvest, seeing as I just planted them 5 minutes ago and they're a 2-hour crop. But watch what happens if I water. So I water these, it now goes down to 1 hour 45 minutes. So I've just saved a little bit of time. Now if I want to water all of these, I can. But you don't have to. Certain things, for example, like flowers, you do have to water in order to get the best yields out of them. Now, see, I had an empty plot here, and because we changed seasons just a few minutes ago, I can no longer plant raspberries because they're not in season. So I have some different things available to me now during this season. As I was saying, when you change seasons every 17 or 18 minutes, different things come into and out of season, not just for planting, but also for harvesting. So, for example, you can see these palm trees right here. These palm trees are ready to harvest as we speak. But if I sit here and wait, they're coconut trees, if I sit here and wait until the next season, they may not be harvestable anymore. The ability to harvest them will actually go away until they come back into season again, so you can miss a harvest actually, which is kind of cool in one way, but kind of annoying in another. So I'm going to harvest these right now. So there's 6 trees right here. They'll be ready to harvest again in another hour and 5 minutes. They all have different cooldowns. Every crop, every tree has a different cooldown. So over here we've got some cactuses. Those are obviously in season for harvest right now, so we're just going to harvest those. There's also a lot of different kinds of animals in here, and right now you can see they need to be fed. So I'm going to feed them. You have to get out of your tractor to give them some food. You can actually give them a double dose of food so that it'll last a little longer. I've got some ostriches over here. They're hungry as well, so give them some food, fill up my feeder. That extends the length of time that you can feed your animals for. Here's one of my smaller gas pumps. It just gives me a little bit of a boost. You actually need 4 gas pumps to get a full tank of gas in your tractor, or 1 gas station will pretty much fill you up. I'm going to hop back in my tractor and harvest these trees, and then I'll plant that field that's right beside me with something that's in season. Alright, so what should I plant in this field? Let me see. To find something that needs to be leveled up. Okay, red goji berries are only level 13, so I'm going to plant some of those in a few fields here and try and get them up to level 20 over the next couple of days. There's so much depth in this game, and when you first start the game, it doesn't really explain itself all that well. I'm very familiar with this style of farming games, so I didn't have any problem. And, the few questions I did have, there are a few YouTube channels out there that do make content for this game. There's also a Discord and a subreddit for, questions pertaining to this game and that sort of thing. Pretty active community. This is, as the name suggests, a multiplayer game. In theory, although I have never really taken advantage of the multiplayer at all. The name Farm Together suggests that they wanted you to play this game with other people, and let me tell you, don't let the name dissuade you if you're into single-player experiences. I've built this entire farm without needing help from anyone. Unlike the Facebook-style games where you're constantly having to post on your Facebook timeline to get people to, share stuff with you or click on links or whatever in order to give you the pieces for crafting that you need and that sort of thing. Here, it just, you just craft what you need, you do what you need, without any help. The idea of multiplayer, you can go visit other people's farms. There is a, oh cool, I completed a quest. That was the one for the Sevilla tulips, I guess. That's great, so I love completing quests. There are quite a few quests in this game. I have yet to run out of quests, and there's actually a building that you can build. I think it's called a marketing agency or something, and in that building you can actually spend money to get more quests if you feel like you're running low on quests or something. So that's kind of neat. There are there's actually 4 in-game currencies in this game. So, as you can see in the top right corner, the first one is coins, gold coins. Every time I plant a crop, for example, you'll see my coins will go down a little bit. That's why I'm purchasing seeds to plant these crops. And then when I harvest most crops, you will get coins back. Let me show you in the menu here. So you see on the right-hand side here, the red goji berries cost 1.4 thousand coins for each plot, so for each seed. So every time I click it, it's costing me like 10, 12, whatever, thousand, because I'm planting 9 at once with my tractor. But you get 3 XP for every one that you purchase and plant. But then when you harvest it, you get 1.63 thousand coins and 19 XP. And it shows you 1 hour and 30 minutes, and the resource gained is grapes, which is like for wine or whatever. There's regular fruit, and then there's grapes, which seem to be in a different category. So these ones consume and replenish your coins, but then there are other crops that you buy with coins, but that pay you in the next currency, which is diamonds. And your diamonds are used primarily for buying buildings and upgrading buildings and doing decorations and things of that nature on your farm. So you definitely need a lot of diamonds. You also use diamonds for your farm expansions. You start out with a small farm, and you buy plots of land surrounding your farm and expand your farm as you need to. I can tell you, as far as the area, the land mass that you have available to you is quite large. I'm level 56. I've played this game for 50 hours or more, and I have yet to take advantage of all the expansions available to me. They're starting to get expensive. They're costing about 4.5 thousand diamonds for each expansion. Now you can see as I'm approaching this brick wall here, this is the edge of my property, and over there is just some computer generated property. So looking over there, there's one plot. Over here, here's another plot. And when you want to buy it, you drive up to the sign here. It'll say I don't have enough money, because I don't. I only have 1,500 diamonds. Oh, hello. How's it going, guys? Great stream. So yeah, this one's going to cost about 4,000, I think, and there's just some kind of computer-generated features in the landscape over there. But I have quite a few expansions left to buy, but as you can see, my farm is quite large. As far as the graphics for this game goes, I am playing this on Steam. It is also available on the Nintendo Switch, and I'm not sure about other platforms. But as you can see, I have some undeveloped land here. The area I have available to me is quite large. My farm is very big, to the point where there's so much to do on my farm that I could just play and play and play all day. So I actually just opened this piece of land over here yesterday. There's a couple more you can see. One right in front of me here, and 2 more behind those that are still available to be purchased. So I have a long way to go to max out this game. I would say at 50 hours, I'm just starting to get to the place where my farm is really productive and fleshed out. I've got just about every tree, every fish, every animal that is available to me right now. Looks like these leghorn chickens are ready to be harvested, so I'm going to get some eggs. I'll show you in a few minutes where I go to sell my eggs and my produce, which is something you have to watch as well. When you go into the menu for things that you've harvested, you can see you get a resource on the right here for everything that you harvest. You have a certain amount of storage, and then you get money when you harvest, but then you also get more money when you sell those items. So You can see right here I have two of these red barns. Those are just storage facilities for my inventory. But then all up along here, all these buildings are the places where I sell all of my stuff. So this is a flower market. That's like the second level upgraded, so I can sell like 100 flowers at a time. These are spice stands for selling spices, a mushroom stand. Over here I have a honey stand. Honey is something that generates what do you call them, ribbons, or whatever the third currency is. And the ribbons are very useful for deluxe items, premium items in the game. For example, those are something that if this was a free-to-play game with microtransactions, the ribbons would be something that you would pay money for, and you get deluxe items, things like farm hands that can do work on your farm, and special buildings, and seasonal items. So honey is one of the best ways to make those ribbons. And these are beehives here that I'm harvesting right now. And for every 10 beehives that I harvest, I can go over to the honey stand and sell 1 jar of honey, which gives me 1 medal. And it takes a while to get those together. I've got 77 saved up right now. Over here is a vegetable stand. I harvest that, and you can see I get 20 XP and 5 diamonds. Here's a fruit stand here. Again, 20 XP and 5 diamonds. A fish market, or a fish stand. 20 XP and 5 diamonds. When you have these bigger buildings over here, like this is a fruit market, that gives you like 100 XP and like 50 diamonds or something, but the smaller fruit stand just gives you a smaller amount at a time. And then when you want to look at your inventory, sorry, we'll go over to inventory. You can see on the left here what my inventory is. So I have storage space for 990 vegetables, 800 fruits, 1170 cereals, 1290 grapes, and so on and so on. So you gotta watch your inventory here, because once your inventory is full, anything you harvest will just get discarded, which kind of sucks. So you do have to manage your inventory, and that's why it's important to have all these little buildings and routinely go and sell your stuff, because you need to get some value out of your inventory. Otherwise, when you're harvesting stuff, the game will just discard it, because your storage is full. You can always build more storage facilities, and they're not too expensive to do that, and there is actually an achievement in the game for having a large amount of storage. These are my egg stands. I've got a milk stand here, but I don't have any milk ready. This is a flower stand, and over here is a vegetable truck, which is one of the larger buildings that sells like 100. Just going to feed these cows here. There's several different kinds of cows, several different kinds of chickens. Of course, the cows give milk, the goats give milk, and then with the milk you can make cheese and yogurt and sell those. This over here is a bakery. This takes obviously my wheats and grains and barley and things like that and makes breads and stuff that I can sell. Pigs over here, several different types of pigs. And those a harvest there. And then they give mushrooms, actually, I guess because pigs dig up truffle. Give them a little bit of food. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying this game. I wish more people would talk about this game, because for as popular as the Story of Seasons games are, and of course they have a story, which this game really doesn't, it's just a pure farming game. But it does have quests, and it does have seasonal events. Every few weeks or so there'll be another event with a special thing to harvest and special rewards for harvesting a certain item. Last week it was like little pinwheels, and it's kind of cute, where you would plant and harvest these little like paper flags and pinwheels. And back around the 4th of July, they did fireworks, and you could plant and grow fireworks, and then when you harvested them, the fireworks fired off into the sky, and it was really great with the sound effects and that sort of thing. The game is quite charming in its own way, and there's just no end to what you can do. And when you get to the place where I am, where you've got pretty much everything unlocked. I still have a few things to unlock. Like if I go into my inventory here, you can see in my vegetables for this season, all these ones that are grayed out here, they're not necessarily all unlocked because some of these are just out of season. But you can see down at the bottom, these ones that are grayed out where you can't really see the detail, there's a little lock icon. These are the things that I have not unlocked yet, and if you focus on one, let's say, we don't know what it is, but it's shaped like a carrot, so it's probably like a parsnip or something. It says required level 26 is my farm level, which I am required, but I need to get carrots to level 13. Or sorry, carrots to level 30. So I need to get carrots to level 30 before I can unlock whatever this is. And this over here, we don't know what it is exactly, but I need to get black peppercorn to level 15 and white peppercorn to level 10 in order to unlock this. So, you know, there's quite a lot of incentive to keep playing to unlock everything. And then, of course, when you get some of the DLC packs, they offer you a few more bonus items. You'll get a couple vegetables, maybe a couple of trees, some decorations, maybe a new farm animal or something like that in every DLC. There's about, oh goodness, I would say there's at least a dozen different DLC packs with different designs and stuff. I'll show you some of the DLC content that I've got. I've purchased about 5 or 6 of the DLC packs. And so anyway, let's go back here. Let's finish planting this field, and then we'll go look at asparagus. Was that what I was doing? Just put those there. I hate doing that. I had a mixed field, but anyway, as you can see now, it's raining. There are weather effects in the game. There's a day and night cycle. The game's quite beautiful, actually. I believe that this stream is in 1080p, but I'm actually playing this game in 1440 by 2560. The lighting effects are quite nice as the sun moves across the sky. The light and shadows change. There's quite a bit of detail. I'm really enjoying the way this game looks. It looks fantastic on the Steam Deck, and it actually runs better on the Steam Deck than it does on my PC in this resolution. I'm only getting 30 frames per second. I've actually got it locked at 30 frames a second because there are some performance issues with this game on a weaker video card, at least at this resolution. If I wanted to dial it back to 1080p, I'm pretty sure I could get a lock to 60 frames a second, but 1080p doesn't look great on this 55-inch TV that I'm playing on right now. As you can see, I'm just harvesting some more of my beekeeping farm here so that I can get some more metals. The last, if you look up in the top right corner again at all the different currencies there, the first one being the coins, the second one being the diamonds, the third one being the metals, and then the fourth one at the bottom are tickets. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the tickets here in a minute. Tickets can only be earned in your houses, and that's not something I've showcased yet. In addition to all of the variety and gameplay that you can get in your farm here, you also have a house. Well, you can actually build several houses, depending on what DLC you have. You get a special house for each DLC as well. And you can build multiple houses and decorate them and furnish them. This is my first house right here, my tree house, and I'll show you what it looks like inside. So I haven't done a whole lot of decorating and stuff in my houses yet because I haven't upgraded them yet, and that's where the tickets come in. So there are items in your houses that you can interact with, like for example the stove, and you can do cooking. So I have something on the stove here right now, and I don't know what it means by not enough resources. Okay, it's not ready yet. So what am I supposed to do here? Not enough resources. I don't know what that means. Oh, okay, so I need certain resources for the pizza, and I'm not sure what those resources are at the moment. Okay, I need 25 wheat and 2 cheese. So I can't progress with this recipe until I get 25 wheat and 2 cheese. and then I can progress with this recipe. And when you complete a recipe, you get tickets. You earn tickets for completing tasks in your house. I can actually, I believe, build another item. Yes, I can. So this is the piano, and with the piano, you can do tasks with your piano as well. Too many items of this kind. I don't understand. Oh, wait. Okay, so you can do tasks with your piano as well. So I have to learn here how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb. And this will be level 1. So I sit down and play that. And... okay. So I'm going to have to do that a couple of times. It's got a cooldown, so I can't do that right now. See down in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a cooldown, 19 minutes and 43, 42. So in 20 minutes, I can come back and practice playing the piano again. And after, I'll see how many. Yeah, so it looks like I'm going to have to do it several times. And then the green bar will fill up around the outside. And once that is complete and I've learned how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb, I'll get a few tickets. And then the tickets give me access to more furniture and more special items for my house. Now the cool thing about this, most farming games these days do give you a house and do let you, do stuff with your house, like decorate it and cook and that sort of thing. I can lay down in my bed here. I can sit in my couch. That's kind of cool. But yeah, this game lets you have multiple houses, and I'll show you a couple of the other ones that are based on the DLC. There's also a couple other features I want to show before I end this stream. I'm kind of lost here. Where am I? It's a bit of pop-in far in the distance in this game, but... so the second house I built was the Country Cottage, and it's over here. It's where I have my guest logbook here, where people can sign my logbook if they visited the farm. So I can go into this house here. Every house is unique. It's laid out differently. Some are bigger than others. So I think I've got cheesecake on the go in this house. You can have multiple houses with multiple things on the go at once. So I am half done this recipe now, and it's going to be another 35 minutes before I can do the next step. So I can make the rounds to the other houses that I have. I think I have 4 houses right now. Go this way. I'm gonna get a new tractor. Another cool detail, you see these paths here. When you drive on a path, if you put a path somewhere, you will go faster, both on foot and in your tractor. Which is a really cool detail that just adds to the game. It's quite nice to be able to, hop on a path and breeze through your farm really quick. So this is, I forget the name of this DLC pack, but it was moon-based pack, like space pack or whatever. So this is like a moon base, and I've got a little satellite on the roof, and inside it all looks like a space station or something like that. It's really cool. This is from the DLC. And I've got something on the stove in here as well, and then this one is ready to harvest. It's sushi, and it's completely done, and it looks like I get 20 tickets, I think. Let's see. Complete that. Yeah, I got 20 tickets, and sushi leveled up. And just like with the farming, when you level things up, you unlock more. So you see, these are the recipes I have available to me. I have ratatouille, I have a fried egg, I have fruit salad, mushroom soup, fish and chips, sushi. So sushi is level 2, so I'm going to make something different. I think I'll make fish and chips this time. And of course that's going to take advantage of the resources I have on my farm, which is going to require potatoes and fish, which I'm going to have in my inventory in order to make this recipe. So we can see it's on the 15-minute cooldown, so anytime within 15 minutes of real time, I can come back and do the next step. There's usually 4 steps in each process. And, yeah, so quite a complex game. There's a lot more to discover. I'm not going to show you visiting other farms today. I'm just content showing you my farm. It's quite time consuming. I'm talking to you here now, so it's slowing me down, but even if I was farming in a hurry here, it usually takes me about an hour to harvest everything and plant new crops, and usually I don't even do everything, because at the size my farm is now, it can actually be overwhelming. Trying to get absolutely everything updated. Sorry about that. So I have a few little plots. So this is one of the AI designed plots that came with this piece of land that I just haven't deleted yet. It's kind of weird. So I'm actually going to go ahead and recycle these plots and get rid of this gravel or paved road here and just clear this out. So it's pretty easy to kind of get rid of stuff. It's a little bit more annoying with the roads because you can only do it 3 or 4 pieces at a time. This, you see, you gain money back when you get rid of stuff. It's kind of nice. It's not just gone in the garbage. You can recycle stuff and you get money back. It's great. Excuse me. Just get rid of this. This AI design stuff is often kind of weird and useless and ends up just being in the way when you're designing your farm. I also failed to mention I've got my little dog behind me here, and you can choose and customize your pet, and your dog follows you everywhere. The sound effects are great. You can hear your dog barking and panting and jumping fences behind you when you jump a fence, and that's really great. The sound effects in this game are actually quite impressive. How much ambiance there is in this game. Like, as I approach these goats here, you're probably hearing the goats in the background as I'm in here. I'll stop and give them a little bit of food. Over on the other end of my farm, I have a couple of bonfires, and when you approach them, you can hear the fire crackling in the distance, and it gets louder as you get closer to them. Really great sound design in this game. Over here, the chickens, of course you're hearing the chickens as I'm just approaching them, and I go right in with them. Obviously they're louder. These guys need to be harvested, so I'm going to have a bunch of eggs to sell here when I go to my markets next. It can get a little costly. The other thing that's nice about this game, when you first start out this game, you have a choice of 3 different farm geography types, and they kind of serve as a de facto easy, medium, and hard setting. This is basically the sort of either the medium or the hard setting because of the terrain. It's not just flat, so you can't put anything where you want to. Like, for example, this darker grass that I'm standing on is something that I can build on, but this lighter grass here, I can't build something on because of the terrain. And all the way down here, running down this slope and into this corner, I can't build anything. So the grid base of building things, as soon as you see the yellow highlight around me, that means I can place an item here, but I can't place an item here. So this is kind of the more difficult terrain, but I like the more realistic look of the farm. Now, I understand that some people are probably having an OCD panic attack at how disorganized my farm is, but I have been playing farming games for like 20 years, and I have always gone for a more random approach that sort of mirrors the way I think a farm would grow from a small plot to a bigger one over time, because you start as a little hobby farm with a barn in the backyard and 1 or 2 horses and maybe a couple of goats and that sort of thing, and then as you expand, maybe you add a wheat field or something like that, off to the left, and maybe you plant some strawberries off to the right or something, and then, you buy the adjacent farm, and maybe you put a new barn and some, 50 cows or something in the adjacent farm, and You know, so I like that more random approach where things are kind of organic. You can see here I have fish growing. That's something else in the game. Not only can you grow fish in your fisheries, but you actually get to fish for them. Now, it's very basic fishing. There's no skill involved, but you have to go into each pond and harvest your fish every single day. Depending on each individual fish has its own individual cooldown, so some of them can be harvested twice a day, and some of them can only be harvested once every other day. 123 Gamer Man, am I a fan of Stardew Valley? Not really. I like games like Stardew Valley, don't get me wrong. I have played quite a bit of Stardew Valley and other games like it, but I find Stardew Valley is very slow-paced, and, like, that's great that it's, you know, it's relaxing and everything like that, but if I want a slow-paced, relaxing game, I'm more prone to play Animal Crossing or something than I am to play Stardew Valley. For some reason, I don't know. Only other farming game that I really love on consoles right now is Story of Seasons Pioneers of Olive Town, and kind of for the same reason that I love this game. Although Pioneers of Olive Town has a cute story and it has characters to level up relationships with and all of that kind of stuff, which this game doesn't have, it is a more fast-paced game. There's more to do on your farm, leveling things up and unlocking things and mining and that sort of thing to do, and there's quite a bit more to unlock. Now, I don't know if you noticed that gold flare when I was harvesting the fish there, the little chime sound, but every now and then, when you're harvesting things, you will pick up a gold nugget, and that's what that chime is. And then you can go here, I believe, this is my pawn shop, and you can exchange your gold nuggets for a whole variety of things that you might want or need. So, one gold nugget could give me 10,000 coins, 10 gold nuggets could give me a medal, or I could trade them for certain types of resources if I wanted to. I can even trade them for tickets. One gold nugget is one ticket, and tickets are very useful and hard to get, so I often do that. But let me see, how many gold nuggets do I have? I have 11 gold nuggets right now in my inventory, so if I wanted I could get an additional 11 tickets, which is fantastic. One is also good for 10 diamonds, but I have better ways of getting diamonds. I'm just going to save those gold nuggets for now, but anyway. I hope you're enjoying this farm tour and kind of an explanation of the game. You know, Gamer Man, I do really want to give Stardew Valley more of the attention that it deserves. It's one of those things that's on my list. It just didn't really capture my attention in the beginning, the first couple times I tried to play it. I don't know what it is. I'm not a big fan of the color palette and the art style in that game. I do often like retro-styled things, but there's something about it that just doesn't appeal to me. I don't really know what it is, but I really do want to give it the attention it deserves. It's it's widely considered maybe the best farming game out there. But for me, I prefer the faster pace of this game. I prefer the busy work. As you see, if you've been watching this video for a while, I'm not running out of things to do. There's just, there's no time limit. I don't have to go to bed and sleep and get up the next morning and have this 20 or 30 minute cycle, which really annoys me. I can just keep going and going and going. There are no energy systems in this game. I don't run out of energy. I don't need to top up my energy or go do something stupid like do something on somebody else's farm to get energy, or share something on Facebook to get somebody to click a link to give me energy. I just farm. I do whatever I want for as long as I want, and for as long as I want, I don't run out of things to do. Planting fields, I'm harvesting fields, I'm harvesting trees, I'm decorating things, I'm moving things around, I'm earning different currencies, I'm cooking, I'm decorating my houses. There's just an endless amount of things to do in this game. as you've seen, if you've been with me here for the last probably half an hour or so, what should I plant here? What barley I put the last field, right? Yeah, let's put some more barley over here. It's always a good thing to have some wheat so I can keep my bakery running. Barley, I think, is what I'm planting right now. So everything you do in this game is recorded. Every little thing. How many miles your tractor drives, how many tiles you've plowed, how many seeds you've planted, and there's a pretty robust achievement system on Steam at least. I don't know what the achievement system is like, or if there even is an achievement system on the Switch. I don't know how this game runs on the Switch because I can tell you this game is probably not overly well optimized. It's been designed in Unity, and I don't think it's really a very efficient game in terms of graphics processing, because it's quite demanding for how, like, it's a cartoon game. It should run on just about anything, but I cannot run this game in 4K. I have to take it down to 1440p, and sacrifice frame per second even at that resolution. So I'm not really sure how this game runs on Switch, if they've done something to maybe reduce the draw distance or something like that. Over here I have my wine press. I'm just going to harvest that. I did mention before that grapes are a different category of resource from other fruits. That's because you have a wine press and then you can sell wine at a special stall and that sort of thing. Over here, I have money trees. There are some silly things in this game that are cute and fun, just like Farmville, where you had rainbow trees and things like that, you know, fun, festive things. So these are money trees. Every time you harvest them, they give you diamonds, which is nice, but they only are ripe or ready to harvest on certain seasons of the year. Mangoes, yeah. There's so much. Like, I actually think I have some more trees. I may need to plant a couple of new orchards. Let's take a look at the trees and see what we have. Okay, so we can see right now I have a quest for white magnolias. It shows you in the list. So if I wanted to buy more white magnolias to make the quest go by faster, I could. What is this? Okay, so Spore Palm Tree. I have a quest for that as well. I have quite a few of these. So this is obviously from my sci-fi pack, I think it was, the DLC. So it's like an alien tree. It's, you know, kind of cool looking or whatever. So there are things in here, you know, that don't make sense on a normal farm. If you go over here, let's see, what else do we have? I think we had something from the fantasy pack or something. Ooh, look, okay, so I have a new tree here. This is a plum tree that I must have unlocked because it's only level 1. So we're going to select that, and I'm in my tractor so I can plant multiples at a time. I usually like to do... Oh, I'm out of gas. Look at that. So when you run out of gas, your gas is consumed by every action that you take on a tile-by-tile basis. So if you're in your tractor, every time you interact with 9 tiles, you're using 9 units of gas. And you can see my gas up in the upper left-hand corner is almost empty. I'm right beside a gas station here. Excuse me. So I'm going to fill up on gas, and that almost fills me there. Not quite. So I'll have to go back into my menu here and reselect that plum tree. Okay, so I'm going to plant 9 plum trees here. I'll go over here and plant... let's just do 6. Not super efficient for harvesting, but I don't want to get in the way of this expansion sign here. So, generally, if you want to level things up fairly quickly, you need multiples of them. If you only plant 1 tree, it's going to take you forever to level that up beyond level 10 or 20 and unlock the next item. So you definitely want to plant 10, 15 of just about everything that you can. Of course, you can't really do that in the early game because there are limitations on how much money you have available. I've got an exclamation point here. What is this? Oh, date palms. That's another new tree. Okay, so I'll plant some of these date palms over here. let's really go crazy. Like 27 or something. They're kind of pretty. I've got my little palm stand there now, so those will level up pretty quickly. Let's see what else we have that's new. What's over here with the exclamation point? Ah, nectarine. So, we'll plant a nectarine orchard, maybe over here. Let's just go 2 deep. Let's wrap around this corner. There we go. Now I have a little orchard there. So, you know, it takes a while to really build up your farm and take up and use up all of this free space. It's actually incredible how much space you have. This feels almost like an open world farming game. It's just so big. Like, my farm is so big now, and like, as you can see, if you're looking off into the distance here, I have another expansion available to me on my right. There's another one up in that corner. There's another one there. There's another one there. Like, there's just so much room. Now, these ones here that are completely empty and flat are the furthest outside, I think, that I can go. Off in the distance there, where you see the random background, that's as far as I can go on this side of the farm, but I still have a lot of expansions available to me, and you can see in the distance, as far as performance goes, you can see the pop-in. Like, you know, there's definitely performance issues. I'm running a half-decent computer, but my video card is only a 1650, which is not a very good card. It's not even a mid-level card. It's an entry-level gaming card. And I'm planning to upgrade to the 1660 pretty soon, 1660 Super or something like that. Hoping to get maybe a little bit better frames per second. I don't have the money right now to get into like a 3070 or something. I'm kind of hoping that once the 40 series cards come out, that maybe the 30 series will get a little bit cheaper, maybe used or something like that. So we'll see what happens, but I think it's going to be a while before I get into something like a 3070. So if you're playing this game on Steam, your mileage may vary. I do notice on the Steam Deck there's not as much pop-in as there is on this computer, but I'm kind of rambling here, guys. I think I've shown you the bulk of what's great about the farm. Here's some more of the mythical creatures. This is from the fantasy pack. I am breeding griffins over here. So my griffins are hungry, and when they're ready to harvest, they lay glowing blue eggs. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I've got griffins over here. There's quite a few different DLC packs that offer special animals, but the fantasy pack is pretty fun with the griffins. There's also, I should show you, you can customize your character. Farm settings. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. There is a photo mode as well, where you can take pictures, which is kind of cool that you can get up close with your character. I have customized my character's outfit, and I really like this photo mode. It's really nice. How do I take a picture? X. X takes a picture. But yeah, you can change your outfits. You get special outfits and costumes and things like that when you buy the DLC packs. You often get special skins for your tractors, and in the case of the moon base DLC that I got, I actually got a like a moon lander, Mars rover sort of looking tractor. That was kind of cool. So sometimes you get special tractors. There was a candy DLC, and I got these lollipop like decorations. They're not really fences. I don't know what they are. They're just kind of decorations. These are some more of the Spore palm trees from the moon space DLC. That's kind of cool. Anyways, guys, I think I'm pretty much done here showing you this game. If I've made you interested in this game, let me know. I would absolutely love to talk to some of you out there and give you a hand if necessary. Sorry, my phone was ringing. I'm just about to get off stream here anyways, guys, so thanks very much for hanging out with me. If I have managed to make you interested in this game, reach out to me in the comments of the VOD here afterwards, and I'd be happy to give you any tips or anything. We could swap user codes, and you could come visit my farm. I would absolutely love that. Thanks so much, guys. Let me just figure out how to get out of here. Yes.